My name is Julie Boyd and this is a tutorial showing you how to create an E-textile circuit using one PCB LED. A PCB LED is one where the LED is mounted onto the board, and we can see on the board there is a negative marking and a positive marking, so that makes it an easier LED to use. To create a circuit, I join the negative on my LED to the negative on my cell holder, and the positive on the other side of my LED to the positive on the other side of my cell holder. I'm going to use a specialist conductive thread to join the LED and the cell holder together. You can see that the cell holder has 4 rings on it, so here and on this side we need one positive and one negative to create our circuit. That means for this particular circuit we're just going to use the 2 rings on this side of the cell holder. If I'm creating a product where I don't need to use these other 2 rings, then I can just hold those down with ordinary sewing thread just to stabilise them. So here I have my cell holder, my LED and my conductive thread ready to start my circuit. Take a look at the separate tutorials on how to choose a needle, how to thread your needle, how to do the stitches to create the circuit, and how to start and finish your stitching. We can start stitching with either our LED or our cell holder, but the key thing is that the negative on our LED is going to be matching up to the negative that is on the cell holder. I'm going to start by stitching my LED. I can start with either side of the LED. I tend to start by always stitching the negative side of the LED first, simply because if I do my negatives first, it makes things easier for some of the things I might do later on. So it's just a good habit to get into. So I'm bringing my needle up from the back of my fabric. I've got a knot tied in the end of my thread, and I'm going to do an over sewing stitch. There's a separate tutorial on how to do this if you're not sure. So doing 5 or 6 over sewing stitches into the fabric. And just a key point here is the over sewing stitches need to be nice and tight as you stitch them. My over sewing stitches are complete. I'm now going to do some running stitches. Again, see the separate tutorial on how to do this if you're not sure. And I'm doing running stitches down to where my cell holder is going to be, so in my case it's just going to be down the opposite end. I'm going to stitch the negative side of my cell holder, so again with an over sewing stitch, again nice and tight, and again about 5 or 6 of them all together. When I've completed my over sewing stitches, I'm just going to finish off the stitches on the back, and then I'm going to cut the threads very close to the stitches that I've created. The first side of the circuit is now complete, so I'm now going to join the positive LED and the positive side of the cell holder. I'm going to use a new piece of thread to stitch the positive side of the circuit. My circuit is now complete. Just notice that when you are designing your circuit, you mustn't have your positive and negative sides of your circuit crossing over each other or going near each other where they might accidentally touch. To complete our circuit, we're going to need to put a cell into the cell holder, so just make sure that you touch it on either side rather than touching it on the top and the bottom of the cell holder, because that could short it out. The shiny side, flat side, so just compare it to the other side, with a plus sign on it, slides into the cell holder, and your LED is then powered and will come on. Thanks for watching this tutorial. Subscribe to my YouTube channel to receive new tutorials as they are uploaded. Visit the website julieboyd.co.uk for all things D&T, especially textiles, and that includes free resources, a weekly D&T newsletter and course information.